right, this is my vlog. Okay, today's the third day of the clinic, but I didn't make a vlog about yesterday. So yesterday was, today has not happened yet. Yesterday was the second day of this clinic, and it was a really good day. I think everybody had a super day. The atmosphere at this clinic is really nice because there's only 6 of us there. And I mean, I say that it's never not been nice before, but it is different. It does feel different, especially because it's 6 people who all, 5 of us are close. The 6th person is awesome, and quickly kind of getting into that group to a degree. And I just think that it's been a really good place for all of us to sort of move forward, and people are taking some really big steps with their horses, which is really cool to see. And a couple people came into the clinic, and I don't mean this in a judgy way at all. They just came into the clinic with some stuff that they were trying to work through. And I don't mean that even in an agenda way, and actually one of those people really had a clear idea, and she was right, a clear idea of the things that she needs to work on. So my little horse was great yesterday. My walk over to the round pen was a little smoother. I mean, more because I was being more mindful about it than because Zoe had a different feeling about it. And actually it was more challenging in that her sister was out in the field and there was a bull over there, and she was a little bit interested, but she wasn't. It's just so nice to have a horse that bull didn't bother. And actually her sister was hilarious because the bull came up to the fence, Bree went over there and literally touched him, and he mooed. They smelled through each other through the fence, and he made this funny bull noise, and she took off and she did one lap around the pen, and then she went right back over there with him, which I was like, yeah, that's why we like these ones, is because she had a little bit of concern about it. She took a lap, and then ultimately her curiosity won out. So, it's the same behavior as Zoe picking up the plastic bag that would scare most horses and running off with it. It's not an aggressive thing on her part. It's just that she's got some curiosity in her. So, it was just, so anyway, got Zoe over there. I did have a little trouble with the gates. It was just too many things. The issue was, it was too many things to do. The issue really was that I couldn't effectively help Zoe and move the gate at the same time. There just wasn't quite, the coordination wasn't quite there, but that'll come. I mean, this is her. We're very new at the beginning of this process, so but she was definitely less bug-eyed yesterday, and she found me a lot quicker. She was a little bit more hung up on a different end of the pen because there was she could see her sister over there, and she kind of got a little bit stuck there, but actually just stood over there and flagged her a little bit on the outside, which really helped. Helped so much, because I think also it helps when it's not coming from me. It's the other thing, and it confuses her a little bit less. So it made me think that might be something I think about. It's interesting because actually there's been a couple times at Camelot that I flagged her from the outside of the pen. I might actually bring this up today in the meeting, and get some thoughts about that. So that was really interesting, and I'm I might have to ask Julie some extra questions today and then call her again later in the week. So that was really good, and she found me so quick. She had to take a couple little tours, and then she found me so quick, and she was trying to find me really, really fast. So we got to work on some things. We did a little bit, online yesterday, which was really nice for me as much as for my horse. And she picks that stuff up quick because she has just enough of an understanding and just enough softness on the rope that she picks that stuff. There was a moment where I barely lifted the rope the direction I wanted her to go, and she started to think that way, and I was like, that's pretty cool. She was also, it didn't take very many times before she had kind of figured out the pattern of, we got this way, we went this way. And so she wasn't anticipating in a bad way. She was just searching out, feeling for me, trying to offer what I wanted. She wasn't worried about it. She was just trying to offer what came next. I'm appreciating working with her because I feel like it's a little game to her. She doesn't have she doesn't know that she's at work. I gotta know that that's work, and so she's just like out there to like do things because she doesn't like sitting around. So she's very curious minded horse. So it was just a really good day. And then I had watched Amy with the ring rope yesterday, and I still have some questions about the ring rope because I'm still trying, like, I understand tightening it up and allowing them to go forward and to get to a point where they're not bucking anymore. But I think I'm still not quite understanding the timing. And then specifically, I tried to ask her about the backup yesterday, and I think she probably gave me a fine answer yesterday, but it did not. In my brain, I was like, I'm still not sure. So I might want to ask about that today too. So that was two things. One, the flagging on the outside of the pin, and two, the ring rope, because that's something I'm going to get, I'm not doing it next week, but she doesn't lead well enough, if nothing else, to get to the ring rope. But, anyway, so I have some questions about that. So I have questions. I think I said yesterday, at least I meant to, the sort of scaffolding is really kind of coming into play in my mind very clearly, and because I think something that happens to a lot of people is we like understand the middle of the process, but you don't understand the beginning. And so I'm trying to fill in some blanks about the beginning and also undo some things about my past. And then I feel like I have, for somebody who hasn't ridden at upper level very much, I probably have a pretty good understanding of that. But because I can see it taking shape, like I can see the end result. So, and the more I listen to Julie talk about the riding stuff, the more sense it makes. Whereas there was a point when it didn't. I was like, But I did really notice something that the way the individual puts the feel onto the horse really changes how I think about it. And so I'm wondering if some of the things that were causing me confusion before had to do a little bit with like the individual. Because when Julie rides, I'm like, I like the way she rides. The horses look good. And it's more the way that makes sense to me to do it. So, again, plenty of questions. And I feel like I have another question here that I'm searching for that I can't quite articulate yet. But it's just super happy with how it's going. Maybe if I think of the question, I'll make another video later. Super happy with how the horse is doing. It's also such a relief to have a horse that I don't have to monitor in her stall the entire time, just to kind of keep her from... Anyway, it's nice to have a horse that's not quite like Wyatt. She can be in her stall alone and be fine. I appreciate that about her. So great time. Today's the last day. We're gonna go home a little early because we need to get home before dark. And we did decide we're coming back for another one in a few weeks because I think all of the horses could really use it, and I'm already looking forward to that. And yeah, I guess those are my thoughts. I'm gonna start making... I don't know, maybe I wish I was too tired. Just too tired at night to like process too much of this, but I need to like make a list of ideas. Oh, I know the other thing. One other thing I was gonna say was that somewhere inside of me, there's a couple little things that I'm doing. Like there's one thing that's really counterintuitive to me. I want to pull when I need to release, because sort of the old way would have been to pull. And it just like, it didn't even dawn on me until yesterday that the new way is to release. That's how stuck that old thing was with me. And then I just do this little jumpy up thing with my rein, which I don't think I did until I worked with Austin and Christine. Maybe I know why I'm doing it. It's because I feel like I need to adjust my reins, but I'm not always aware that I'm doing it. And so that's a problem because it's a little bit it's hard to get rid of. And then I'm alone all the time. There's nobody that's going to be able to call me out on that. And I could kind of use somebody once a week telling me, you're doing that thing again, because I'm not as aware of it as I should be. So I catch myself doing it sometimes, but it's hard for me to catch myself doing it if I'm doing something else. And it's a little bit of like it's almost like a stem. because it's a little bit of me just like adjusting myself to feel comfortable, and that's going to be the hardest thing for me to get mindful about. So that's something I need to, like a little mechanical thing I need to work on. There's actually been some mechanical things that came up this week. So yeah, but looking forward to today. I am getting tired, so I'll be glad to sort of, I don't know, part of me doesn't want to go back to reality, but I'm tired enough that I kind of like could go home too. So anyway, it's been a great weekend.